Bocchi the Rock is about a lonely, socially anxious young girl yearning to make friends, perform live with a band, and grow as an individual. But is Bocchi the Rock any good? Yes, it is very good. I guess that's the video. Thanks for watching. Before I get into the reasons why it is the best anime that aired during the fall 2022 season, which includes tons of really good anime such as Chainsaw Man, Spy Family Part 2, and Blue Lock, I'm going to summarize what happened throughout the anime. It starts off with a young Kitori Goto, the protagonist of the story. This pink-haired middle school-aged girl is extremely shy and was always alone growing up, never making any friends. She wants to change, but she struggles doing so. She stammers when she speaks and she can't make direct eye contact with anybody. Kitori thinks that the archetypal introverted lifestyle is perfect for her. This obviously prevents her from growing. While at home one day, she watches an interview with a band where one of the members says that he was exactly like Kitori growing up. And one quote really resonated with her. "A band is a place where even introverts can shine." Immediately after hearing that, she starts learning how to play the guitar, borrowing her father's. That quote, along with the guitar, gives her hope that she too can shine. She's determined to form a band and play at the cultural festival. Fast forward 3 years and she accomplished neither of those things and is now in high school. She practiced the guitar for 6 hours a day and became really good at the guitar while also gaining over 30,000 subscribers under the moniker of Guitar Hero. A month has passed in high school and she still has made no friends, never pushing the initiative to make friends or talk to others first. She always relies on others starting the conversation first, at least at the start of the show, to potentially influence others so that maybe somebody would start a conversation with her. She even bought tons of band merchandise and carried her guitar around. Those are easy conversation starters that could appeal to people, but nobody from her school ever approaches her. While moping around on a swing set after school, she is approached by a blonde drummer, Nichika, who spotted Hitori's guitar case. She's in desperate need of a guitarist. Nichika drags Hitori to Starry, a music venue owned by Nichika's sister. There she meets another band member, Ryo, the blue-haired bassist. While practicing before the event, they notice Hitori isn't good at playing in sync with them. One of the biggest reasons why is because Hitori does not like making eye contact with others. It's a common problem with introverts and something she needs to overcome. During this practice session is where the other girls give Hitori the nickname Bocchi, which she falls in love with. To be fair, she falls in love with it because it is the first nickname given to her. When asked if she was ever given a nickname before, she says she was called Hey and You There, which obviously aren't nicknames. The word Bocchi means to be always all alone or isolated, which is perfect for her. They played without a vocalist, and Bocchi played within a mango cardboard box the entire time, but they completed their first gig. This performance was more so a learning experience. This is also the turning point for Bocchi, vowing to get over her social anxiety. Apparently, the band had a third member before Bocchi, but she quit. That redheaded girl named Kita just so happens to attend the same school as Bocchi. She's a great singer, but definitely needs to practice more to become better with a guitar. Thanks to the pleading of the other members of Kessoku band, she rejoins as a singer and guitarist. The band now has everything it needs. Throughout the rest of the anime, the group grows closer as friends and do everything you expect a band to do. Photo shoots, practice, write songs, etc. They also grow closer together and have an overall great time hanging around one another. The Kessoku band members help get the best out of one another and are always there for one another. The biggest thing that I want to point out is that Bocchi grew throughout the anime, albeit slowly. Change does not happen in an instant. It's a gradual thing that you must work at constantly. She escapes her comfort zone time and time again, putting herself out there. She played with a drunk bassist who she didn't even know out in public to draw on fans for Kessoku band's next gig and to make her ticket quota. I don't talk about Kikuri for the rest of the video, but I did really like her as a character. Now, back to the original topic, Bocchi becomes much more adventurous and willing to try different things. She stage dives during the cultural festival and subsequently is hurt because nobody catches her. She's the reason why Kita rejoins the band, dragging her back down to Starry, although she did struggle doing so. Bocchi gets to check off several things from her checklist that she stated towards the beginning of the show. Start a band, check. Make friends, check. Perform in front of the whole school at the cultural festival, check. Become famous, kinda. I'd say 30,000 plus subscribers is a pretty solid start to stardom. At the end of the show, her dad revealed that he monetized her channel, so she made a decent amount of money as well. So in my opinion, check. The final check mark is growth. She jumped out of her comfort zone several times throughout the show, whether it was speaking her mind to her friends, or doing an impromptu guitar solo during the first official gig with all 4 members of Kessoku band. She even improvises during the cultural festival, playing with a bottle when one of her guitar strings breaks. Since I am talking about Hitori, I want to point out the passion she has for something she loves. Music. It's shown through her dedication to get better at the guitar, practicing for 6 hours a day. I love it when someone displays a genuine passion for something that they like so much. Every time they're talking about it, their eyes light up and it seems like they just can't stop talking about it. Bocchi seemed like a completely different person when she was able to play her guitar. That passion kind of rubs off on you and makes you happy, I guess the word would be for it. Their passion makes you think about the stuff you're passionate about. But what else makes Bocchi so good? Another obvious thing that I need to point out is the creativity of the animation. It is fantastic. It reminded me of another show that I rate very highly, as a matter of fact, and that show is in my top 10. The show in question being Kaguya-sama Love is War. It has similar types of wackiness and creativity that you can find in Kaguya-sama, although I will say Bocchi the Rock is definitely more chaotic. Everyone involved with Bocchi the Rock must have enjoyed working on it because it is shown through their work. Every single episode there are multiple segments that had me laughing, or ones that just made me happy in general. Whether it's when Bocchi's world comes crashing down on her, she starts singing a melancholic song, or Bocchi passing out from too much social interaction, or seeing any compliment go straight to her head, making her act completely different than you are used to seeing her. There's also the scene where she turns into a 3D model, which was hilarious. They do a fantastic job showing off the craziness and chaotic mind of Bocchi, and it's shown through several different ways. I could go on and on about the creativity of the scenes alone, but that video would probably last for hours. That is how many scenes there were in the anime, and it was a pleasure to watch from start to finish. Now let's talk about the band as a whole, and another reason why the anime was so great. Relatability. The 4 girls of Kessoku band can fit either in the introverted or extroverted categories, specifically 2 in each, with Bocchi being the extreme side of introversion and Kita being the extreme side of extroversion. Bocchi struggles trying to communicate and prefers being alone. That's not to say that she doesn't want to make friends, because she does. Rio is introverted but is nowhere near severe as Bocchi's. She just doesn't want to talk to people usually, even going so far as to lie so that she can avoid hanging out with someone. Kita's personality shines so brightly that she can light up a room, showing off her extroverted self. Now Nijika isn't anywhere near extroverted as Kita, but she is the one who brought 2 different introverted people into the band. She's the whole reason why the show exists in the first place. She's also seemingly the leader of the band, even though she doesn't have absolute power over the others. Everyone has a say within it. Every person that watches Bocchi the Rock can fit into one of the 4 girls. I'm definitely an introvert, but am I closer to Rio or Bocchi? I'm definitely Rio. I do not struggle communicating with others, but I would much rather be left alone most of the time. I'm usually straight-faced and stoic in nature, and it's probably why Rio was my second favorite character in the show. I could relate very well to her, and she added a different element of comedy within the show. Each girl has a reason why they joined the band and goals they want to meet. Bocchi wants to become popular from it, which would make her happy. Nijika also wants the popularity, but isn't just for her. She wants enough popularity to help make Starry more popular. Remember, Starry is owned by her sister Saika, so her desire to become famous is tied to helping the family out. Rio just wants to play music from the heart. She left her previous band because they started performing mainstream music and lost their individuality. As a side note, that scene between Rio and Bocchi at the cafe was very nice. It's a very, very good scene. It's probably the best scene that's not purely for comedic effect. Rio spotted that Bocchi was writing lyrics that others would like, not ones that are from her heart. Rio desires uniqueness, that is why she plays, and she equates to losing your uniqueness to dying, which is definitely accurate. It's also a scene that proves how close Bocchi and Rio had become, that it was extremely easy to point out that Bocchi was scared of what she should write for lyrics, so she went with more mainstream ones. And finally, Kita just wants to do something fun. She's slowly getting better at the guitar and is a great singer already. She also has a fascination with Rio, so that gives her another reason to come back to the band to impress her. Bocchi the Rock is an anime where cute girls do cute things, but it's also nice, inspiring, and uplifting to see how great a friendship Hitori, Rio, Bocchi, and Kita have with one another. Each character having a heart-to-heart conversation at some point with Bocchi, exposing themselves a tiny bit. So something about me, I'm not a big music person. You'll rarely see me listening to music, and when you do, it's oftentimes anime openings or endings. I've never really loved music, never wanting to learn an instrument growing up. Despite not being a fan of music, I can understand certain things within the show, like Bocchi struggling with playing in sync with others, or needing to practice to become better at the guitar and performing on stage. I grew up as an athlete. Was I a great athlete on par with Bocchi's musical talent? No, but I was decent. But those things I listed off are also true in sports. You need to practice to get better. You practice with your teammates and start getting a better understanding of what to expect from them, developing an unspoken connection which helps elevate your performances, whether musical or sports related. The same thing can be said with personal relationships, developing a bond with others. Finally, Bocchi the Rock is an anime about self-reflection. Are you clinging to the comfort and safety of routine, not jumping out of your comfort zone and doing things that you always wanted to do? I definitely felt like I've been doing that. There's areas within my life that I definitely think I can improve upon. In order to grow, you definitely need to get out of your comfort zone. This feeling is also worse for me since I watched A Place Further Than the Universe and Bocchi the Rock back to back. Both are anime where characters take the leap and jump out of their comfort zones to have fun and do what they want to do, without worrying about what others may think. Bocchi the Rock should inspire you to do the same because it made me think about it myself. Overall, Bocchi the Rock is a 9 out of 10 anime and is one of the best shows I've watched in a while. It felt like a breath of fresh air for me. It was so funny, extremely wholesome, and I 100% recommend watching it. That's the end of the video. Leave some comments of what you thought of Bocchi the Rock. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.